Hi YouTubers, and I went to see GOAT. Spoilers for movie. So here's what I thought about the movie. It was amazing. Sony Pictures animation did really well, and also Sony Pictures image works as well, showing Smalls can ball. Now I'm not a big sports fan, but I can say this movie was definitely creative. But you want to hear what was the good parts of it? Obviously it had sporting, a terrific voice cast, nifty animation, and a solid moral for youngsters. The characters and animation, these two things from the movie were so inspired from Spider-Verse. The way they moved on the court, that was Spider-Verse animation in its glory. Another thing, especially considering that the animation is where it stands and shines out in the movie. Also, the message, while yes it tells us that balls can small, aka anyone can do it while dreaming big, I like to think that's not the only message you see, because Will Harris wants to be the GOAT on the game. Everybody, I mean everybody who has a strong idea for something wants it to happen. What I mean by that is to inspire the world but become the seeds for something that has never happened before. That's the real message of the movie in my eyes when I saw this movie in the theaters. However, we did leave out two final key parts of the film, and that's the story and visuals. Let's start with the visuals now. While yes, the visuals are good, it is not like Spider-Verse or K-pop Demon Hunters 24/7. Either way, it somewhat did a good job in the movie nonetheless. Now let's move on the final part now, the story. Some people criticized this movie for being a rare miss because the story was lazy, thin, and tiresome in its overly familiar redemption arc, or at least tried to like and love it. But why critics praised the movie with generally positive reviews? Why do some people think this way? Maybe I'll do a YouTube video on that. But either way, I had a fun regardless of what some people thought about the movie. In a way, you're all going to see that's a vibrant surprise with a highly original and rousing animated feature with a sports fable with a hip-hop vibe and an off-kilter cosmology. Well, looks like I did finish for today as well. I'll let Wikipedia finish the plot from here. Here's the plot from Wikipedia. In a world of anthropomorphic animals, young GOAT Will Harris aspires to be like his idol, Black Panther Jet Fillmore, a rollerball player for the Vineland Thorns. 10 years later, the Thorns have not won all season, with Jet asking team owner Warthog Florence "Flo" Everson to do whatever she can to complete and make the team by finding a sixth player. Meanwhile, Will, now working at a diner and practicing rollerball, is struggling to pay off his apartment rent. After earning money from selling his prized sneakers, Will faces off against Andalusian Horse main attraction, the lead player for the Lava Coast Magma. By betting the money, though he has an early lead and breaks Main's ankle, Will loses and his apartment is repossessed, causing him to crash with his friend, Capybara Daryl. The next morning, a video of Will breaking Main's ankles goes viral. At work, Will is signed onto the Thorns by Flo. When Jet finds out, she is enraged and mocks Will during an interview. Will is introduced by proboscis monkey coach Dennis Cooper to the team, Indian rhinoceros Archie Everhard, giraffe Lenny Williamson, Komodo dragon Moto Olachenko, and ostrich Olivia Burke. Will is placed on the bench for a few games, but when Jet has a technical foul, she is forced to sit out. Will is subbed in and scores a winning point, gaining the Thorns their first win and the respect of his other teammates. While filming a promotional video, Jet is angered and leaves the shoot, but Will comforts her and takes her to the diner. There, Jet sees that the city supports her, and Will reminds Jet of his mother's ambitions for him to play rollerball prior to her death. Carol, the owner of the diner, makes Jet promise to bring home the Claw, a rollerball trophy, for Vineland. That night, Jet goes on a live stream with Maine and defends her team, allowing Dennis to coach them. After this, the Thorns go on a winning streak, ending up in the playoffs. Before the semi-final, Flo tells Jet that she has sold the Thorns to make herself a profit, and that everyone will be cut and Jet will never win the Claw. Will overhears this, although Jet reminds him to keep quiet. The team starts off poorly, however, and in the final quarter Will inadvertently tells them what he overheard. The team is upset and shocked, and Jet starts hogging the ball as they resume play. Though the Thorns win, they quit due to Jet's selfishness. Before the finals, Jet apologizes to Will for her actions and tearfully admits her fear of losing her glory and fame. With his help, The pair gets the team back together and they face off against the Magma. During the game, Main causes Jet to get a possibly career-ending injury on her leg, and she is forced to walk on crutches. When she gets back out on the court, Jet is applauded and she sits on the bench, watching the rest of the team play. During the final quarter, Archie gets an ejection after defending Will from Main. Jet decides to step back in, and Dennis gives them a new play. Jet distracts the Magma and passes the ball to Will, who makes the winning shot. As they celebrate, Main loses his hair, while Flo is chased off the field by Archie's twin daughters. Back in Vineland, the Thorns celebrate with the well-earned claw, where Moto reveals that he won ownership of the team in a card game, allowing them to stay. That's it for today. Peace out. Bye bye.